My name is Molly Smith, and I'm going to be discussing the parts of an IEP with y'all. When a student is looked at for referral, that means that the gen ed teacher and the parents have noticed some changes in their child. It could be anywhere from behavioral to social to academic. It could be the child is just refusing because they are struggling with an area that they would not normally struggle with. The parents will usually contact the teachers, or the teachers will contact the parents regarding what they are seeing the differences in. So if the teacher notices that this child is starting to struggle in certain areas, that teacher will reach out to the parent and say, hey, this is what I feel is going on. Now, a gen ed teacher nor any other teacher can diagnose a child with a disability. They can, however, say there is a referral system that we can go through. As a gen ed teacher, they are able to explain the process to the parents, and then the parents can take that information and decide if they want to proceed. If the parents agree that the child is having more issues than they can answer for, such as refusing to do their homework, reading, lashing out, becoming more frustrated verbally and aggressively, then what will happen is the parents will communicate with the gen ed teacher, and then an IEP team is created. On the IEP team, there's a case manager, a SPED teacher, the general education teacher, a school psychologist, school social worker, any mental health if needed. And what will happen is they will create a plan to give the child different evaluations and tests. Taking in consideration that the gen ed teacher has data collected from what they've seen with the child, all of that will be pooled together. This process may take several weeks to months, depending on how quickly the IEP team works to get the evaluation done. Once the evaluation is done, then they will put the child up for referral. So if a child comes back with tendency of being ASD and they don't have a medical diagnosis of ASD, the parents can then take their child to a medical doctor to get a diagnosis of ASD. If the child does come back with autistic behaviors and attributes, then the child can be put on an IEP, and their main disability will be autism spectrum. If the child needs help social, emotional skills, that will be part of their goals and objectives for that child to reach. An IEP is an individual education plan, which means for each child, they have their own plan that will suit their needs. Once they have decided what those needs are, the goals and the objectives can be made. Once the evaluation is done, all the data collection is taken care of, then the child will be put on an IEP. The IEP team will come together. They will talk about what they feel is the best route to take with the child. And if the eligibility comes up that, yes, this child does meet the needs of a IEP and having tendencies of not wondering or not being able to focus in the classroom, and they do have a medical diagnosis of ADHD or ASD, then the team will get together with the parents, have conversations, and discuss putting the child on an IEP. With the IEP, that means that the child will have a legal documentation stating that they have certain goals and objectives that they need to meet. The criteria goes from 1 year from the time that the IEP is put into place. That means that an entire school year, if the child starts out in 4th grade with an IEP, that means when that child enters 5th grade, that IEP will come up for evaluation to see if that child has made any progress on their goals and objectives. What will happen with the IEP and the child is data collection, data collection, data collection. That is a big piece to make sure that the child is being taken care of, the assessments are given, the evaluations are given, and everybody's doing their piece to see if that child needs any more support, a different support, can be taken off. The goals and objectives can be changed. So if they start out with 4 goals, maybe they get dropped down to 2 because they've made so much progress. The big thing is the IEP is a legal document that states that we as case managers must give them the support that they need. And there needs to be a communication with the parents at all times. And that's what I am talking about with an IEP. Thank you very much.